My goodness, season two of Blindspotting has already started off to be super fun and super funny. Where do we find Janelle here in season two?
We find Janelle kind of like where we left her off in season one. Season one, throughout the entire season, Janelle was very guarded and mysterious, and we didn't really know like what was going on with her. And it wasn't until the season finale where we're like, oh my gosh, she was like married in Bali. She became a stepmama. Like she had this whole other secret life that she kept hidden from her best friend Ashley, from her mama, from her brother Colin, like from her whole life in Oakland. And then here we are in season two, and we still pick up with her being very mysterious and very guarded. But the good thing is, Jamie, this time we don't have to wait to the season finale to find out a little bit more with her. So I'm just excited, really, for everyone to see a particular episode with Janelle where we do get a little bit more insight on what her life was like in Bali.
I was going to say, did they initially give you much of a bit of insight into who Janelle was and the mystery she's been carrying around? Or did you find along the way as you read scripts and you were like, oh my gosh, I had no idea. All right, let's do this.
No, literally, it was that. Like, because with films, like if you do a feature film, of course you get the script, everything's right there. But with episodic, it's not. You're more often than not, you're probably like shooting out of order and everything. So there were some holes that I just kind of had to fill in for myself, or because I'm the queen of asking questions, I would go to Rafa or David and be like, hey, y'all, so what does this mean? Or like what happened with this, or this is where I'm thinking of her story going, am I on the right track, like is this correct? So yeah, so that's always great, being able to have such a welcoming and collaborative workspace with Raphael and David where I can just go to them and ask them questions. So the answer to your question is no. I did not know what was going on with her. I still kind of in a way don't really know what's going on with her because she's so darn mysterious and guarded.
Going into season two here, were you excited or looking forward to sharing some scenes with someone or some ones in particular?
Yes, but I can't say who it is because it's a spoiler. Sorry, Jamie. Like it's a really big spoiler. So unfortunately, I can't. You just kind of gotta watch and see. And then
Understandable.
yeah, then I'll be able to like post like, some BTS, like behind the scenes and stuff like that. But I'm really excited about this particular person. I was so looking forward to working with them. And it was an amazing experience working with them. So stay
All
tuned.
right. Everything is so incredibly plays out so incredibly on our screens. Is there any room for you all to improv much, or does everything in the script really just play out so well? You're like, I can't touch this.
No, I mean, shout out to the writers of Blindspotting because they're all so talented. It's just like, up north, the Bay, Sacramento, all this stuff. Like up north, we have a certain kind of swag that just is natural to us and how we speak, how we carry ourselves. It's just a natural way that we are. And they literally like get it down so great. But I will say, kind of what I touched on before, that I'm grateful that to have creators like David and Raphael because they're just very welcoming to a collaborative workspace. Like they don't shun away from us asking questions about our character, us offering suggestions. Just for example, episode 6 last season, I asked Raph, I said, hey, Black women, if we just chilling in the house, we might have on a bonnet or a head wrap or a scarf, and that was something that I said, hey, is it okay for Janelle to rock a headscarf this episode? Like she's just chilling in the house. So it's like things like that where they're very open and welcoming to any of our feedback. And I'm very grateful to that.
I was going to ask if you added any Candace isms into the series, but it sounds like you have had a little bit of a touch in it.
Yes, yeah, I got to add a little bit of here and there of to just basically round out who I think Janelle is. It's
Sure.
so funny because Janelle and I are similar in so many ways, but the thing that we really differ is for one, I don't cuss as much as Janelle. Janelle be cussing. Okay? She be cussing. And then the second thing is my energy, as you can see, I have a lot of it. Janelle's not really like that. Like her energy isn't so much mine where it's just jubilee and just, very out there and bubbly. Like Janelle, she's a bit more calm and reserved. She a bit more chill. Like her. You see the difference there, Jamie? I kind of
Yes,
get a whole.
I you don't even recognize maybe you're doing it at this point, right?
Right. But yeah, so that is something very much where it's like, yes, there's parts of me that definitely just bled naturally into Janelle because there's so many sides of her where we parallel and we are the same. But then there's other parts where I'm like, oh, I do her voice in like a little bit of a deeper register.
Okay.
She's a little bit more chill and calm than I am. So I've had to find moments where I'm like, oh my God. And I'm excited. I'm like, wait a minute. Janelle would not be that excited
That
about it.
excited.
Yes, I'm like, you got to alter that,
All right,
so
this isn't Candace. We're doing Janelle at the moment.
right, right. It is so funny, Jamie. I just recently posted a behind the scenes and I had on like these Janelle. I was like, oh, look at Janelle, what she got on this season. And I was with my trainer and she was like, I saw those zebra striped pink pants you had. I said, that was Janelle. Because I probably would never wear a striped zebra, and it looked dope. Like Janelle's style is dope, but it's not necessarily my style.
This is how, yes.
Like how we would dress. It's similar, but also still just a little bit different. Like she's into prints and designs and stuff, and you see, look at me. I'm wearing a plain black shirt.
I was going to say there's an interesting dichotomy then too, and it shows the talent that you're able to bring to this role. That you guys are so different in that way, but you're able to shake her off and become Candace again at the end of the day,
Yeah.
which is probably pretty easy because these shoots are not difficult for you to do since you're working with such talented people. The script is so funny. It's not one of those series where it's so intense you have to slip in and out and like have a drink after the end of the day of shooting. It sounds like it's such a beautiful family you all have. Are you guys as close off screen as you are on screen?
Well, Jamie, I'm gonna tell you, don't get a food because yes, the show is a comedy first, but them shoot days be long. They be intense. We have had to have moments where like, hey, we're gonna have like a quick shot or something in the trailer. This is the last scene of the night. Like, let's there's had to been times where we had to decompress after certain parts. But for the most part, everyone, like we all have the same common purpose, which is to tell this amazing, beautiful story. So everyone shows up, they do their best work, and in between scenes, sometimes you might catch us singing and dancing. Listen, we are singing and dancing all the time on set, but yeah, we love what we do, and you can tell that exists through our work.
Well, you're a part of social media. You have to have been overwhelmed, at least for season one, with all the wonderful response people gave you. And maybe even here at the start of season two, what have people said so far about the beginning of the show here?
Oh my gosh, people, I just want to say, I love all the supporters of this show. I love all the supporters of me. Like, y'all do not have to watch the show, you don't have to. And so it means a lot to me that y'all are rocking with us and sharing it and trying to get other people to watch it because it is such an important show. And yes, we dip and dabble in fantasy. We got some abstract moments, but I just think that there's no show like this that exists on television right now. There's no characters that are so
100%.
You know what I mean? Like I even Janelle, and this is like literally my tagline when I talk about Janelle. I just love so much that she is a brown skinned chocolate sister on the show Rockin' Locks from Oakland. Like we don't really see that, Jamie, on TV. And I love that I get to represent a character like her that is not bound by the stereotypes of chocolate black women.
And this TV black women.
Right. And it's like she literally traveled the world. She lived in Bali for 5 years. She is someone who's into crystals and astrology and like birth charts. And she's like the one who's just like, who's over there microdosing and taking her friends to go have a, she's like, she's a multifaceted being, and I love everything about her. I love that she can be someone who can be like, hey, we finna go microdose and get in touch with the ancestors. And then at the same time, the same person was like, hey, don't get it messed up. Don't mess with the people I love because you're gonna get these hands real quick. You know, like balance, baby, balance.
It's a very unique series, especially it's a great thing for 2023 because there are more shows that are full people of color as the entire cast, and it must mean so much to you that you get to represent, and the show gets to represent so many different aspects of the people of color community. And it sounds like it's such a special series to you. So here's to season 3 and beyond. Get yourself ready. Is that what you really think, though? Also makes it such a fan favorite show that people really feel like A, they know these people, and B, they're true representations of the people they know in their communities.
Yes, well, relatability is everything, right? So if you feel like there's characters on there that you can relate to, if you feel like when young women and girls and women have came up to me and said like, oh my goodness, Janelle is my auntie, that's my sister, that's my cousin, like I recognize her. Us being able to recognize the people that we surround ourselves on a daily basis, it does something to your spirit. It connects us, it unifies us as humans. It lets us know that I'm not alone in the world. There are other people who see me. I feel seen, so yes. And for a show like this, that's dealing with the injustices within the prison system when it comes to people of color, and for us to tackle such a heavy issue and do it through so many different mediums of the art form, like spoken word poetry, music, dance, like books, and then like killing it with the dance numbers this season and last. Like it's just, I am so blessed to be a part of a show like this. And I do hope, I really do hope and pray, not just because I'm on it, right? Obviously I'm biased, but not just because I'm on it, but I do believe that this story needs to continue to be told. So I hope we do get a season 3 so we can further expand these characters and further keep putting the message and the word out about this prison system stuff.
My
Man,
goodness, it's very topical. It's such a beautiful
yeah.
topical show. Have you been busy working on anything else, or has Blindspotting kept most of your time busy?
No, I'm still working on Good Trouble. I still shoot with them from time to time. I have a feature actually on Tuesday. So Jamie, if you in LA, you should come to the Poetry Lounge. It's one of the biggest spoken word communities here in Los Angeles, and I'm very grateful. It'll be my first time featuring with them. I'll be performing pieces from my album, Parts of Me, my poetry album. So I'm really excited about that. I'll also be performing at the SAG-AFTRA Foundation coming up. And I'm also looking right now to possibly bringing back my one-woman show, a rose called Candace. So yeah, Jamie, listen, I'm a hustler. I grind, okay? I work hard.
My
So
goodness, when do you even sleep at this point, Candace?
listen, it's been a thing. I need to figure it out.
For your spoken word poetry, and for any of your poetry, really, does inspiration tend to hit you at a certain time? Can you come up with lyrics and then you find the flow of it? How does it tend to work for your process?
Yeah, it's interesting when people ask about my process because my process is a little unorthodox. Like I don't have a set formula, in the way that I write and create.
I
It
mean,
can be
inspiration comes in different ways.
exactly.
You can be writing and you can hear a beat and you're like, okay, I'll get to that later, or I'll have the lyrics and then I'll find the beat and hear. There is probably no full process that works every single time. Sure, I didn't mean
Yeah.
to interrupt.
Oh no, you're good. No, you're good. No, people ask me all the time, and it's a good question because some people do have a set way. Every artist is different, right, in how they approach their art. And for me, like you said, with inspiration, I find inspiration through anything, and most of the time with my art, sometimes it may start with a title. It may start with just one phrase. I try my best to be very obedient, like to the Holy Spirit. And when I feel like God is telling me something like, hey, you need to write about this, you need to talk, I try my best to make sure that I get on it in that moment when I'm feeling the creative juices flowing, because some writer's block is a thing and stuff. But yeah, no, I don't know how to really describe it. It's just like how you say inspiration can just hit me, or if I'm deeply affected by something, if it's something with my heart, I'm very passionate. So I feel everything like to the 10th power. So yeah, I'm just really big on using my voice for the voiceless. I'm really big on telling stories that are important to me. And through me sharing my lived experiences, hopefully I inspire other people and connect us. I love art. Art connects people.
Yes, it's very powerful and moving and cathartic, very therapeutic. So
Yes.
it's a beautiful thing, especially when you also touch on topical things that hit people in the heart. Is there somewhere people can go online to purchase your album and keep up with the wonderful spoken word poetry that you have been making?
Yes, you can literally find it everywhere. It's literally available. I actually have book parts of me, my poetry book, and this is also the same as my album cover. So you can literally find it. You like how I did that, Jamie? How I just had it ready. Look at that. You see that?
It just happens to be next to you.
So literally, you could just search it everywhere. It's available on all streaming platforms. Parts of me.
Oh, beautiful. What would you like to say then to everyone who are fans and supporters of the wonderful work you do, whether it's on our screens, whether it's in our theaters, whether it's in, stores where we get to hear you do your spoken word?
Again, like kind of what I said before, just I'm so grateful to y'all. Like I'm so grateful. Like I am aware. You don't have to follow me. You don't have to share my stuff. You don't have to be in community with me. And the fact that you are, that means a lot to me. I need y'all. We need each other. So I'm just grateful. Like just thank y'all so much for just rocking with me and following my journey as I'm, on this thing called life, on this ride called life, just trying to be all that I can be and hopefully change lives along the way.